This very unusual boat caught my attention at the end of the ARC 2019 rally. It's a Noordkaper 43. I hadn't come across it before. It's a semi-custom boat that was built in Holland. As you can see, it's got a rather straight stem, a very pretty swept up shear line and a counter stern. It's got a fishing boat style wheelhouse and it's 22 tons displacement and built in steel, which makes it fascinating and unusual. It's very traditional in a lot of respects, but it does have all the latest technology. And I talked to the owners, Martin and Bettina Rickert from Germany.
The boat is mainly produced for Northern Europe, of course. So our main area of sailing is the Baltic Sea, the North Sea, and maybe the Northern Atlantic. But it's also possible to take it to the tropical waters, as you see it here. So it's a really go anywhere yacht for all these different areas of sailing. Yes, but we will take it back to Northern Europe. That's clear.
Okay. Right. Could you take us on board?
Yes, of course. Why not? Please follow.
Okay.
So one very special thing of this steel hull is that it's a long keel. But together with the long keel comes a so-called centerboard, which means we have 1.4 meters of draft, and when we are tacking we can lower the keel to up to 2.6 meters. It's then a lot more lateral area below the waterline, and this makes sailing, in particular tacking, much better, and we can go higher to the wind, as we say. So this is one of the specialties. In addition, we have two bilge keels, and this is because we also want to sail in shallow waters and in the Wadden Sea in Northern Europe. And if we dry out, this boat will stand upright and you can live on it as well. So it's not falling to one side. This is very nice, a very nice thing.
So show us around the deck. What are we looking at here?
Now this is the deck. Yes, it's a complete teak deck, as you see. Normally you would say maybe for the tropical waters the teak deck is not optimal, but as we experience it here right now, it's quite nice to live on it as well. It's a little hot, a little hotter maybe than a white one, but you can easily walk on it, so it's no problem with the teak.
And this particular design has these very high. It has these very high bulwarks.
Yes, this is a specification that's done for me. So you have to do everything what you see here. The details are custom made. So there's not a serious production. It's a custom made boat. Only the hull existed. So the hull design existed. Yeah. So we have a cutter rig, which is also very convenient. This means a cutter fork, and the foresail is called cleaver. It's not a Genua. Cleaver is cut a little bit more to upside, and we have three sails.
We call that a Yankee, maybe, or a jib top.
Could be. We call it a cleaver in Dutch or in German, and this means we have three sails where the whole area of sails is divided, which is also convenient because this particular sails are not so big. This is a very stable cleese, as you see. I made a drawing for the yacht, and they welded it exactly that way for me, because I think very stable ones are very good. So I think nothing could tear this out. We have the electrical anchor chain and our anchor locker, very deep one, big one. There's the anchor chain in a separate stainless steel box, and the reserve anchor we have here. It's a lot of space in here. What I also did is see these deck lights, show traditional, but they make a little bit more light in the cabin inside, because I like it to see whether it's daylight or not outside. So this is a little bit more light in addition to our hatches. Yeah, this is a self-tacking catafalque, as you see, because If you are tacking, you need one self-tacking thing. You need to handle the cleaver by hand, of course. The spinner cap hole in carbon is quite important for the Atlantic crossing. I think this was one of the things we used most. Couple of days with few wind we used the Jenaka, but most of the time we used the cleaver with the pole and the main to the other side, what we call butterfly.
Okay, yeah, so goose winged with
Yes,
the
okay.
Genoa.
Yes,
That's how we
with the
would put it,
cleaver,
I
right,
think.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, and that worked very well, I must say. The surprising thing for me was, because this is quite a new boat, 2 years now, that it's sailing really, let's say, good as a cruising boat. Of course, it's not a racer. 22 tons is too heavy to be a racer, but it's sailing quite well. Also downwind, and the 22 tons really start moving with, let's say, 14 to 15 knots of wind. So we go in here. Be careful. We have two steering positions, actually, the one in the cockpit, and we can do everything also from downstairs. We see that later from our steering house. But this is the outside steering position, and we have normal rudder is wrong. We have a hydraulic steering system, which is a little bit special, I would say. The reason is that we have these two steering wheels as well, of course, as an autopilot. And if you turn one of these wheels, the other one won't turn. So this is quite convenient to do that. The plotter, and we have electric main furled into the mast, and I can operate it from here. Here I can also put the keel up and down, the center board, and I can operate the anchor winch from here as well, and the bow thruster, of course. Yeah, the rest is, I would say, a normal standard, the autopilot and the plotter. Okay, yeah, so the cockpit is quite spacious, I would say, and so with 4 or even 6 persons you have enough room to sit here. So if we're going down now, we are entering now the wheelhouse, let's call it wheelhouse, and here the wheelhouse, and here is the inner steering position with the same possibilities we have outside: the plotter, the autopilot, the motor control, yeah, and everything.
Yeah.
So
Nice view out the window.
yes, that's a good thing. So you really can steer from outside or inside. If you're standing here, you have a complete view around, and this is not only nice when sailing or when being at sea. It's also nice to see what we call the harbor cinema. So you always see what's happening around your boat when you're here in this steering house. This is also for us the space to live. Here we take our meals and read a book and these things. Yeah.
Good. Lovely.
Okay. So now we can go down. This is the galley, the pantry. We kept it quite compact in a U shape. We don't have gas on board, so we cook and do everything electric. We have a generator, and we have 860 amp hours of batteries. So this is more than enough to do everything what we want to do, including cooking, only electric. So this is not because gas is considered to be dangerous. It's just one system less to be maintained on board. Now this is the after sunset bar. Here you can sit nicely together and have your, let's say, your drink after sunset, and enjoy life on board, I would say. Yes. And here is the lower table. We use it for working on a PC and doing some paperwork and that kind of things.
This is the woodwork's lovely. Joinery's very nice.
Yes, so we know, by the way, we know every craftsman personally who was working on this boat. Of course, also the carpenter, and he did quite a good job. This is the yard is doing the basic things and the technical things, and there is subcontractors as this one let's say roughly in an area around 1 mile of the yard, so you can go there, visit, and talk to the individuals that produce your boat. For us, this was important, and it's also good to know them. When we have some questions, we just call them, and so we know each individual who did everything: the electrics, the woodwork, the welding, the technical systems, everything. From what they see behind, these electric switchboards as well. So you see it's quite nicely done. Everything is in order. Everything is well documented. So I have wiring plans and lists of all that. So on the first look, you can see this is it's well done, I would say. Mm. So the technical things is very important, but also the woodwork that you see. Yes. So this is the guest cabin.
Oh. Okay.
It's we did the boat in a 4-person concept. So normally it's intended to be with 4 persons, 2 or 4 on board, not more. And this is the owner's cabin where we are. Convenient here now because air conditioning is running. Yeah. Also nice woodwork, nice lockers, and that's what we wanted.
You have air conditioning right throughout the boat?
No, only in the front. Only in the front. So otherwise it would be too much power consumption. So this is just, let's say, for sleep, and if it's too hot during the day, we have 1 room or 1.5 room that can be air conditioned.
And you prefer to have an owner's cabin in the front?
Yes, in this case, yes, because this is a nice space here. You can we could have done it differently, but I think the layout as it is here is for us is the right thing to do. This is a little bit more spacious than it would have been in the back. So yeah, this is let's say during sailing, this is the place. It's a little bit more bumpy here than in the middle of the boat, but possible. So we did the crossing and we slept here in our free watches, and it was convenient. Although you have to get used a little bit to it and get some cushions left and right to not be, let's say, kicked out of the bed. We have the, if you want to see it, we have the toilet room. Important is not to have this too big, so that you can hold yourself in the right position. And we have a shower, and maybe the women would like, sorry, to see that we also have a good washing machine that's also drying. So it's a combined washer dryer.
Women and men.
And men appreciate it, of course. Of course. Yeah, basically that's from the inside. That's it from the inside.
So what about, where is all the machinery space,
yes,
Martin?
This is here, and it's maybe worth looking in there. We can access it from inside as well, but the normal access is from here, and I can open it for you if you want. You see that?
Please.
Just open it here. The engine room has the main engine down there. On the left you have the generator, and on the right all my tools. This is my workshop, so all the tools and spare parts, whatever is there, and all the electrics is here as well. So from the first look you also can see it's quite well done. It's everything in order and easy accessible. So
you've got very good access to the fuel filters and
everything. Yeah, you can go. I can go down here. You can almost stand there. It's very easy. I work here if there are some spare parts to be done, and as I'm also convenient man, I'm sitting here and I can do everything. Yeah. So we have the fuel filters, the oil filters over there. The gear is here. All the water inlets are here, so it's all on one place. So it's easy to access all that. Maybe one nice thing to talk about is our bathing platform. It is, we can clap it down and up, so you are a little bit nearer to the water. You can jump into the dinghy, and that's very convenient.
And is this for retrieving your dinghy?
Yes, that's no. Yeah, this is we take this for putting the motor on and off. Yeah. So this is for the dinghy, these davits as we call them, and this is a small crane to put the motor up and down.
The davits were made for you specially? They're
Yes,
custom made?
yes. Oh, it's all custom made. It's all custom made. Also this, it's all welded by hand and custom made.
Most people, I would imagine, that I meet like to think about crossing the Atlantic faster. So it's interesting to talk to someone who rates comfort more highly than speed.
That's for sure the case with us. We rate comfort and safety much more higher than speed. But the positively surprising thing was that out of the 95 boats, we came in here on number, I think, 42, which is in the midfield of all boats. And this is not the longest boat in the field. It's 43 feet. So besides that it's a comfortable sailing, a safe sailing, it's also not a slow sailing. So there might be, of course, there are a lot of faster boats, but with this one you are normally competitive with the other cruising ships you can see here on the pontoon. This is for me a very positive surprise, because we didn't know every detail, how good it would sail or how fast or how slow, but at the end of the day, being 42 out of 95 boats is more than okay for a 22 tons lady.